See, even you guys, there's probably a cutoff of like 20 seconds there. You don't even know. Coach Colin here. What is going on? Happy Tuesday, everybody. Good morning to all you guys. Don't know what you're doing, but I hope you're having a great time out there. Let's just jump right into what is necessary to speak about. I heard Ian do the doodle 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 loop at the beginning of his video. So, like Baron, I'm gonna go into legal proceedings. He owes me $4.20. So I'm expecting that. If I don't get that, it's going to be an issue. Putting it out there, just you guys know I don't play around. We got Baron. He owes me thousands of dollars worth of claps. Okay. And now we have Ian. Just somebody draft it up. Somebody draft up the legal letter because I will not be played with. Okay. I actually did a live. I did a live stream with Baron on his members side of things. That was amazing. If you are a part of that, go check it out. It was pretty cool. 2 hours. We were just chopping it up, talking about all sorts of things. Let's just jump into what's most important here. Whoever made this, Jessica Bodmere, effort man. I mean, come on, bringing back the yellow hat, the glasses. I actually have these glasses. How does AI know? I actually have those glasses. This is effort man right here. Has some mints in his hands. Just beautiful. This is, because of the whole effort thing going on with Turning Point. We don't call things audits, okay? We don't call things detonators. We call those things efforts, okay? That's all they are. It's just efforts here, just to keep us out of trouble. You know how Turning Point is. Let's just jump right in. This is like a becoming Erika Kirk. This is what this is. We should do a whole series of becoming Erika, just like Candace did becoming Brigitte, because there's so many weird things, and I don't know how I missed this. I'm gonna play this clip right now. I don't know how I missed this with Candace talking about Erika. And, the Fort Huachuca thing is just like pretty much solidified. Like we don't even need Mitch Snow to give his testimony anymore. It just makes so much sense that would happen, that there's a connection there. So I'm going to play this clip and then we're just going to go through all the oddness of Erika. And again, I really do think there's something going on with Erika that's akin to what is going on with Charlie. I don't think she's a genius. I definitely don't think that, but I think it's something similar in the Mortal Kombat Ultra realm of things. I really do. Let's play this clip, though. Listen to this.
Reached out to me to inform me that they knew Erika, and that Erika definitely knows the base because a bunch of people from the base were affiliated and had worked with her from about 2010 until around 2013 on a mini film that never saw the light of day. As evidence of this, because I was thinking, am I being trolled here? And then no, I wasn't being trolled. As evidence of this, they actually provided me with movie posters, which were professionally shot, and the movie, which was entitled November Renaissance. Okay, sure. We obviously we know that she did some acting or reality TV. I don't know how we would phrase it. We know that she was pursuing the stage. Obviously, she was involved in pageants, and we're checking out this movie poster before I tell you what it's all about, what the movie itself is about. Just by way of association, virtually everyone involved in this movie, the actors, the stunt doublemen, they are involved with Fort Huachuca, okay? Involved with the military at the very least. The person they said she was really close to was Clayton Haugen. I hope I'm saying that last name right. Haugn, maybe it's just Hogan. And he does marketing for the defense contracting firm Dillon Aerospace. There's Don Fry. Now, you might just think of him as a fighter, but he actually graduated from high school in Sierra Vista and then trained in judo at Fort Huachuca. There is Peyton McCormick. Her grandfather is Colonel Pete McCormick. Her father is Lieutenant Colonel Alan McCormick, once stationed at Fort Huachuca. Peyton was also, by the way, Miss Teen USA in 2006. Priscilla Annual. And again, we can pull up that poster, Skylar, so they can just see we're going through the names here as well. Her father was a lieutenant stationed at Fort Huachuca. There's also Chantel Thuy. I didn't have too much time to go through that person's background, but I could find a clear connection to Fort Huachuca since that's the theme. But we can tell you that her dad worked in artificial intelligence for IBM. So I'm thinking maybe he had something to do with Fort Huachuca. And then that Price Mitchum, that just gets dark. I mean, that young man or older man got put on a psych 5150 hold. And I mean, I don't know where that direction heads to. Long family of actors. I've got to prod that narrative a bit more. The point is that they told me there's absolutely no way that she's not familiar with Fort Huachuca. I don't know why that was said by Andrew Colvett. She most definitively was, just by nature, like I said, of what her mom did. And also, this poster proves it. Okay, that narrative is officially over. This whole, oh, this is crazy. What are we talking? Okay, that's just done. We can end that. Okay.
It's crazy. There's just so many people who are now like, just like, well, all these people she was working with were associated with Fort Huachuca. All of them. And in this movie. And the movie is wild, what it's about. And we'll get into that in a second. But I'm telling you, and listen, we're going into weird territory here. Just like we're talking about Charlie with gifted schools and the program and everything. Does she even remember? That's the thing. Does she even remember doing any of this? Is that what it is? Because that's all I can come to conclude. Because nobody would be like, oh yeah, I have I have dozens of friends on Fort Huachuca. Tell Candace I've never been there. Show her this picture with my finger over these faces. Give her the wrong date. Perfect. That should hold up. Yes, that should be good. It makes no sense. It's too blatant. I know a lot of people. All the charitableness has gone away when it comes to Erika, but there's no way you're that blatant of a liar. Where she's just like when Andrew's like, "Can you give me that alibi?" She's like, "I'm on Fort Huachuca right now. What do you want? You want a picture? Cool. Hi, Mr. Huachuca. Yeah, I'm just sending something. I love it here at Fort Huachuca. There you go. There's my alibi." There's no way she's like that, just that blatant of a liar. Like, it can't be. It can't be. In this situation, what makes more sense is that her memory's been wiped away. There's few situations where what makes the most sense is that you went through a mind erasure and your memories are gone. There's very few circumstances like that. This is the only one I've encountered. I don't really understand. Listen, we're going to go through the weirdness. I just want to play this Candace clip before we do. There's another Candace clip near the end too.
Erika in this film was set to play a character named Evelyn Mathis. We know this because we found the remnant of a Kickstarter that was still available to the public. Now, I wish I had given to this when it was first put up back in 2012, 2013, because I would then be able to open all of these posters and learn more about that particular character. But I can tell you definitively that this was a movie about corporate espionage, assassins, and technology, nanotech, all used to help the government and corporate financial institutions maintain power. I'm going to read you the description here before showing you a video. It says, in the world of tomorrow, the mind has become a hard drive linked to the internet. And once the present divide between technology and humanity has become next to non-existent, driving this world forward are the many emerging multinational corporations that have grown in power far beyond the control of world governments. In this reality, financial institutions vie for dominance through corporate black ops. These clandestine endeavors are carried out by figures known as proxies, cloak and dagger assets that are hired in secret to remove rivals from power or to protect corporate capital from harm. Okay, and it tells us.
And it's a movie that predicted the future? What's going on, man? What is this? She did this, 2010 to 2013? And it was just a movie that predicted the future? And then she just happens to end up with a time traveler named Charlie? What's happening? You know what I mean? I don't get it. It's just, there's just too much. I'm going to play a little bit more of this, and then I want to get into the actual, funny I'm saying, everything you just heard. Let's get into the actual weirdness.
About the elites, the proxies, and I'm going to let you just actually take a listen to the director Clayton himself describe a bit about what this was intended to be about. I say intended because when you start reading the comments in the Kickstarter campaign, you realize they never delivered. They promised to deliver it in 2013. That didn't happen. Here is the director Clayton Hogan speaking about this movie.
You guys just saw there was a visual pitch to really give you a feel for the atmosphere, but as far as concept goes, we really developed it around a number of questions that we were asking ourselves. Now, these questions range from anything from how can we manipulate someone's senses enough so that they believe a false reality, when in reality something else is going on entirely? Or even how can someone like the class geek pirate and steal, say, the varsity quarterback's, knowledge and skill set? Or even more so, how can the knowledge and skill set of a Navy SEAL be copied and, transferred to somebody else? And this concept became possible when we really pushed the boundary on what's called nanotechnology. That's tiny little microscopic machines that carry out their function on an atomic level. Now, with nanotechnology, we were able to create this plausible and believable mind-bending and reality-bending concept that is grounded in developing physics theories out there and developing science. So really the question you should ask yourself is, what happens in a world where the brain is a hard drive, your eyes become video cameras, and knowledge is not learned so much as it is just programs that are installed onto you?
Wait a second. Hold on. Wait a second. Is this the movie where she's holding the firearm? Hold on a gosh darn second. Hold up. Wait a minute. No way. Hold on. Erika Kirk. I'll just put rifle. No way. Oh my God. Are you joking? So she's in a movie where you're able to download other people's information or download a personality, a skill set into your mind and have the rest of it done away with. So you could potentially listen, I'm just talking movies here, right? So you could just be like a pageant girl and then somebody can just wipe you off. And the next thing you know, you're just like a evangelical Christian girl. And you don't even remember drinking. You don't remember dating. You don't remember, you didn't date in New York, but you did. You don't remember drinking, but you did. And then after September 10th, on September 18th, you get wiped away again. And you're like, I'm a CEO. Hey, everybody. What? And they just happen to use Erika Kirk. Come on. This is nuts. They're playing games with us, man. And in light of what happened with Wolves in Finance, allegedly, is that okay? Anyway, if my letter is coming, it's already on its way. It's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, so that's not going to help matters any in the world of us conspiracy theorists who kind of think that that's what's happening. Wasn't I just saying a couple of weeks ago that I feel like there are people that are walking around at the like computer programs and it's pretty obvious that they're just stealing companies, stealing land, infiltrating, doing these sorts of things. That these people are not even successful. They're just thieves. They're glorified thieves with access to the military. Again, to be clear, this project was never released despite posting updates up to 2017. But I want to show you that to just confirm that our suspicions were correct. And that is now beyond ridiculous to suggest in any manner or form that Mitch's testimony that he plausibly saw Erika at Fort Huachuca is deranged, crazy, or a figment of a madman's imagination. Again, these people who gave this to us were our friends with Erika. They know her. They say she knows about this base. So
this is wild. This is so odd. Because you'd have to know. This is why I say something's going on with her. Allegedly, maybe, perhaps, That's all Wolves in Finance had to do. You should have contacted me before you started making videos. I would have been like, oh, you have to say allegedly, maybe, perhaps. That's all. That's just, if you say that, and you have to not follow the money. They get real mad if you follow the money. You can go to gifted programs and stuff like that, and they're just like, you start following the money, they're like, the gall of this who is this guy? Who is this guy? What's he do? What's he talking about? 990. Did he say 990? Sue him. Sue him now. He said 990. Sue him right away. And get the 990s. Get them. Put them online immediately. That's what happens. But this isn't even where the weirdness is. That was a blatant not true-ism Okay? She's just not telling the truth, or she doesn't remember. But then also, the fact is that she's actually worked for the military.
I've been able to travel to the Pentagon. I've been able to meet General Salazar, who's actually out here in Arizona. And so there's been a lot of things that have been going on, from working in the military, to traveling, to just being able to get out there and a lot of work, support our state. I've been able to travel to the Pentagon.
Why? Why are you traveling to the Pentagon? I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. If you haven't watched the movie yet, watch it. When I see this picture, all I think of is Nicole Kidman in Eyes Wide Shut. Watch the movie. The nightmare that she has, this is basically, it's the same type of guy, except he's wearing a white uniform, but he has the same type of decorations, right? And Nicole Kidman in that movie is the same bright-eyed, beautiful wife type. It's the same thing. It's so weird. And what's she doing at the Pentagon? So she's in a movie talking about people's minds getting downloads and reprogramming. Okay, that's fine. And then all of a sudden she's like, yeah, I'm just, I'm at the Pentagon every once in a while. Why? How? How'd she even get there? How'd they let you in? Why on earth would they let her in? If I was security at the Pentagon, she'd be like, hi, I'm Erika Franzivers, whatever her name is. Franzivers. Hi, I'm Miss Arizona. I'd like to come in. I'd be like, no, you can't come in. Sorry? What's your name? Erika? No, you're not coming in. I'd be real stern about it. Get out of here. You're Miss Arizona. Like, search this lady. Search this lady immediately. Yeah, I treat her like Mitch Snow. I treat her like they did Mitch Snow. Give me your backpack. Search this thing. What are you doing here? I'm not letting you in. You're letting you in where? Here? Oh, just let her in. Colin, just let her in. What? Why? This is crazy. She has a tiara on. We don't let in people with tiaras. What's happening right now? You know what I mean? I'd be upset. Then we have this, right? So we have her in a movie where the most wild things are going on. Basically Mortal Kombat Ultra, but with like a tech spin on it, basically, right? Project Often, you know what I mean? It's the same type of thing. Then you have her saying that she's worked for the military. Okay, people on Fort Huachuca are like, I know her. And Candace even says, past that clip, I didn't want to play too much of it. Candace even says that some woman was like, I've seen this Erika girl on Fort Huachuca. And then they deleted the post when people started like really getting at her and going at her. So what are we talking about here? So we have those three things. And then on top, there's some kind of mob association. How? Why?
Then Franz V, with her roommate at the time, Nicole. This is Erika Kirk. Then Franz V, with her roommate at the time, Nicole Rothstein.
Merry Thanksgiving to you. Merry Thanksgiving to you. Merry Thanksgiving to you.
And Nicole Rothstein, as it turns out, is her cousin. How do we know that? Well, she responded to this clip featuring Erika Kirk talking about.
Now, Nicole Rothstein, you guys already know. I'm sure you guys have heard about this. She's related to, I believe it's, I want to say Alan Rothstein. I'm pretty sure that's who it is. Basically, he's the guy who rigged the World Series back in the 1920s. His proteges were Meyer Lansky and Lucky Luciano and Bugsy Siegel, who went on to be some of the world's biggest mobsters. Those three guys actually constructed something called the Commission, which was every single crime, like just every single, crime family. But it wasn't just Italians. It was everybody and everything. And actually, at the time, U.S. Steel used to make the most money out of anything. And this crime syndicate that they amassed in the 1920s, I believe it was like around 1920s, 1930s, made more money than U.S. Steel. That was like their big achievement. They were like bragging about it. Like Al Capone was a part of this thing. Like, I mean, these guys had tremendous power. I mean, the type of power that I would think doesn't go away. Now, eventually, obviously, they didn't push Rothstein out, but they got really big. But that's the in terms of the underworld lineage, that's the underworld lineage that her direct relative comes from. It's absolutely wild. I could tell you all about that whole time. It's nuts. Bugsy Siegel, if you don't know, he's the one that made Vegas. He made it. The casinos and everything, he made that. He was the one that started it. He saw the vision. They whacked him before he could even see it happen. I mean, just baffling the amount of power and money these guys had. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. So that's who Erika's related to. So she has a mob tie now, you know? And listen, I don't think she's like in the mob. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying she's like in the mob. I don't think she's walking around like, hey, I don't think she was walking around back in the day like, hey, what's your name? Charlie? Huh? You're a tall drink of water. Come here, kid. You know, me and you could do things, huh? I got a whole bunch of things I can show you. Get out of here before I lay you down. I like you, Charlie. I like watching you walk away. I don't think she was in the mob like that. Just pushing people around. See? What are y'all yous doing here in Fort Huachuca? This is my fort, see? You know who I am? Name's Erika. Franzvi. You got a problem with me, big guy? She wasn't running around with like Al Capone with a baseball bat, you know what I mean? But just having the connection, it's just too much. It's too much. She's like a super spy. When you run through everything she's done, she's like a super spy or a vessel of sorts. And I guess I could just go and
Pretty
talk.
famous crime family in America. Pretty famous crime family in American history.
If you look up the 1919 World Series, it says that the Cincinnati Red Stockings won the 1919 World Series. There's no asterisk. But then those numbers require you to tell a story about the Chicago White Sox, known to us forever as the Black Sox, who took money from Arnold Rothstein and other gamblers to throw the 1919 World Series.
Arnold Rothstein, nicknamed The Brain, was an American racketeer, crime boss, businessman, and gambler who became a kingpin of the Jewish mob in New York City.
And Meyer Lansky took that over. Think about this. These three guys. Meyer Lansky takes over that mob. Lucky Luciano, they're best friends. He takes over the Italian mob. They do it in just like a hostile takeover type of thing. I mean, these guys were nuts. Bugsy Siegel is just laying people out left and right. Bugsy Siegel actually owned what is now the Comedy Store on Sunset in California, and he used to whack people all the time in there. And it's even said today that that whole place is haunted. I have a few episodes that I've done back in the day on it. It's wild. It's just wild stuff. So that's what Erika comes from. That's what she's a mobster. She's a mobster. Sometimes she's an actor. Sometimes she's a pageant star, a pageant lady, a pageant winner. And sometimes she's just a straight up mobster. Right? It's crazy. Allegedly. Maybe. Perhaps. You know? And then on top of that, her family, you know, that whole side of the family is Philadelphian. So it's like she has this, she seems like just a regular, you know, Christian girl. But no, somehow half of her family is Philadelphia. What? And then on top of that, some of the family are major donors as well. So it's like, who is this girl? Like people keep on putting out the thing of like, oh, she was Charlie's handler. I don't think so. I don't think there's too much going on here for her to be a handler. Again, I've compared her so many times, and it's not an insult, to Kamala Harris. And the reason I do that is because Kamala was just a vessel. And if Kamala was in charge right now, she would just be doing whatever the people in the background said. That's it. That's all she'd be doing. She'd be like, what do you want? What do you want? You want to do what? Okay, let's do it. I don't know. He said, yeah, do I sign? You have an auto pen. It just signs? Okay. So can I just drink? I have a bottle of vodka here. I'm just going to drink. Okay. All right. This is great. 4 more years. Am I right, guys? That's what it would be all day. And honestly, I think that's what's happening with Erika. I don't think she's a CEO. I don't think she can do that type of thing. I don't think she has anywhere near the capabilities of doing it. Not an intelligence thing. It doesn't seem like it. She seems like a vessel that is just pushed and pulled into anything and everything. and people speculate even into marriage with Charlie and that type of thing. I don't know that, but when I see all this stuff, I could certainly think so. And then you have this. People are like, this is like an agency promotion video.
We have 5 major threats that make our grid extremely vulnerable that we've presented to congressional officials. 1 being cyber, 2 being hackers, 3 being physical threats, 4th one is solar EMP, and the 5th one is man-made EMP. So the concern that we have is that we put out this critical information, and when we go over this risk analysis, they hear what we're saying, but they don't want to take action.
Well, there are 18 critical infrastructures in the United States: food, water.
You see that guy? Former head of the agency. Did you see that? Former head of the agency there. Look at that right there. Former head of the agency. Erika spoke before him on this topic? What? What's happening? What's happening? Who are you? Who are you? You know what I mean? It's very, very weird. Now, a lot of people think that's like an agency promo video. I'm here to burst the bubble. I don't think it is. I don't think that has... I think maybe they showed it to people in the agency. I think... Is it possible she's presenting to them? Possibly, but I think they already know about EMP and they understand all the risks behind it. I don't think that they would have Erika in that room. I'm just saying, if one day I flip, okay, and I'm going into the agency, I'm going into headquarters, and I'm arm in arm with Gary, right? And me and Gary just had a steak dinner, right? And Balix is parking the car, and we walk into the room, right? And Nick's sitting in there, and Tucker's in there. And then all of a sudden, I look to the corner of the room, and there's just a guy with a camera, and he's just like, "Hi, guys." I'd be like, "Hey, whoa, guys. There's someone filming. Hey, Gary, stand back. There's someone filming it. Everything we're doing here, guys. Do you guys see the guy with the camera in the side? Oh, that's Jim. He records everything." I'm like, that's Jim. What the fuck? Get Jim out of here. We're about to talk about Philadelphia and our love for it. What we're going to be doing in our posts for the next 4 months. I don't need Jim seeing all this. That's if I flip. Believe you me. I'm not having anybody film me while I'm at the agency. What? Are you crazy? Out of your mind? So I don't think that's what was happening. I call me nuts. Call me what you want. I feel like the agency doesn't let people film them in their meetings. I just feel like they don't. That's just me. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe they do. But also, it's actually from a video like this. It's called this. So I know for a fact. I'm making jokes here, but this is what the video is actually from. It's called Black Start, and that is the person who actually made the video. And it's a promotional video for her mom's company. That's why they're talking about EMP, and that's why Erika's actually in it. But it's still weird because who it's getting shopped around to has to be defense people, has to be people in the government. It just has to be. It wouldn't make any sense otherwise. So when people think it's like, you know, this is a video of her, like she's in the CIA meeting and she's, whoa, that's not what's happening. There's just no way. It doesn't make any sense, guys. Like, come on. You wouldn't let me film you for no reason. You think you'd let me film you if you were an agent? You think you'd let me in the room? I'm just recording. It's for Instagram. It's for TikTok. It's just for TikTok. You'd be like, can somebody end this person's life? What is happening? Coach who? Is there a hole? Is there a hole back there? We dig a hole every Tuesday. Did someone dig it? Can someone put them in the hole, please? They wouldn't let me walk out of there with any film. You know? Franzworth, Terry Franzworth. They wouldn't allow that guy to be in there filming, taking SD cards and stuff. All right, now we move on to the next thing that's just weird. It's just this. I hate the music so much. These are Erika's hands, and I actually verified this. I actually had my researcher pull up photos from Instagram photos that there's no way that they're doctored whatsoever. They're the photos that she posted, and this is what her hands look like. So this one is clearly, this is just me. This looks like the compass. And this looks like the square. And if you know what symbol that is, when you put the compass and the square together, this is what it looks like. Weird tattoo to get, I think. And then this one here, that's the Omega symbol, right? So these are tattoos that she got. Now, apparently, there was actually another post of her actually getting these tattoos. But either way, it looks really weird to get these tattoos. Who knows? Again, who knows what organization those tattoos are actually a part of? No idea. I get random tattoos. Like, I got a small mushroom right here. I got all sorts of tattoos. But I'm a different person than she is, right? I'll get tattoos of anything. I don't care. She doesn't seem like that, right? She got two. She only has two, and she got them in very distinct places. Almost like a branding of sorts. Very, very weird. And then she had them removed, but you can still see them. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's just another weird layer. And again, does she even remember? Does she even remember why she got them, how she got them? And then on top of this, she lived in China. Or did she? Here, listen to this.
Guys, that having asked this question through an official channel, Turning Point USA, I received a response alleging that Erika never lives there. So that's coming from Erika. She actually never lived there. They said that she simply visited for 2 weeks, you know, like a tourist, just to visit the Great Wall and perhaps see other monuments in history. Then somebody emailed me an interesting video of Charlie Kirk. And apparently he disagrees with that new assessment. This is a video of Charlie debating someone named Ben Carollo. Take a listen.
When you go to China, let me just tell you, you'll drive down the street and you will see dead people laying in the middle of the street. You will see people defecating.
Go to China then. Go to China. Take a video.
Actually,
bring
you know
these
what?
Cameras. Go to China. Take a video with these cameras. I dare you right now.
Unlike you, my wife lived in China for 6 months, and she'll show you the videos. She'll show you the images. They don't have a regard for human life. They don't value people as the individual.
See how weird this is? So basically, Erika said she lived in China. Then when it was called out, Turning Point released a statement saying she never said she lived in China. She was there for 2 weeks. But then, obviously, she told Charlie that she lived in China because he's saying it. What's happening? Again, does she even remember? Does she even know? Are we dealing with somebody who is just, just wiped clean every now and then, and they just reboot her and just put her into a different position? I don't know. It's really weird. When you see stuff like this, when you see this in somebody, you remember this? When you see that, like, that's not normal for a person. There's nothing normal about her. You know what I mean? It's really weird. There's no normal things about her. The whole situation's not normal. That's what makes me think, like, what's going on here? She's not, like, I know a lot of you guys just think she's like this actor. It's like, she's acting, she's lying and this and that. I don't think so. I think she's in an interview with Fox, right? This is just my opinion. Maybe, allegedly, perhaps. She's in an interview with Fox, and she's like, she has a square. You know what I mean? She just has like a square. And then she walks away, and she's really crying. Right? And and some people think she turns the corner and she goes, I don't think she does that. I think she's really crying. And then someone comes up to her and they go, Erika, and she goes, have I met you before? And they go, whoopee whoopee zuzu, and she goes, bing. And then she's like activated, and they go, do you remember your mission? I do. I am Turning Point CEO and founder. What are your children's names? I don't have children. Do I have children? No. What was your husband's name? I can't recall. I think it's like that. I know that sounds weird. I think it's like that. I'm being dead serious too. Hey, check this video out too.
The battle with that and the fact that I'm blonde.
Erika Kirk connects to all these celebrities. In this shocking video, I've uncovered the haunting truth about Erika's placement into the mainstream world.
Not taking you seriously, narcissism.
This information is so unknown, I'm heading onto Yandex, a Russian search engine, and it even tries to block this as private. But by using cached pages, it all starts to unravel. the resume for Model Management Group, and most notably this insert here with Ivana Chubbuck. This becomes insane. The most well-known actors in the world give incredible positive feedback, with even Halle Berry stating, "Ivana Chubbuck is the premier acting coach of the 21st century." This isn't some run-of-the-mill coaching. This is the world's best.
As a branding opportunity rather than just being a typical pageant girl, I don't even put it on my resume, to be honest with you.
So why has it taken a private Russian search engine page to unravel all of this? Prepped for Hollywood. Erika Kirk is now ready for USA politics.
And that's what people are saying is next. Frank Turek and Mikey McCoy. Frank Turek, somebody who was a mentor to Charlie. As soon as Charlie's old mentor, Bill, passes away, Frank Turek's there, and now Charlie's gone, and all of a sudden he's talking about Erika Kirk being vice president. What? I'm just saying, everything about it is weird. Every single thing that we hear or see about this thing is just odd. Because in any real situation, 8 days after your husband passes away in the most horrific fashion, 8 days after, you're saying you're CEO and you're going to run the company, that's it? You're just going to run? There's nothing normal about it. You have these deep Christian values. Your husband did too. And he doesn't want you raising the kids. He wants you just becoming the career women that he used to kind of tell people to divert away from. That's what he's doing? That doesn't make any sense. Nothing about it makes sense. Nothing about her makes sense. So I wonder, man. We're not going to find any gifted school when it comes to her. We're not going to find any of that. Her parents are different. You know, Charlie had normal parents, kind of. You know, his dad was like an architect and worked on some pretty huge projects. But, you know, they were normal for the most part. Erika's parents are not normal, you know? There's just something about this whole thing. It doesn't make any sense. And now with the Fort Huachuca thing, where they're just like, oh yeah, we all know her. And she's like, I've never been there. And on top of that, she's never said that herself. Only Andrew has done weird things trying to release things and done it through Gary from Paramount. And if you notice, Andrew has military connects. Gary from Paramount has military connects. The whole thing is just so weird. And then she herself has, it's just weird. It's weird. Now that, once you know about, I like how this is the thing I was going to pull up. Once you know about Mortal Kombat Ultra, you can't unsee it when you're talking about Erika. And yes, it says Mortal Kombat Ultra mints. Yes, these are detonator flavored mints. Yes, they're made in Philadelphia. Yes, I'm very happy about this meme. Of course, I'm going to show it to you. I'm just saying, though. Just had to throw that in there quick. I'm just saying, though, everything about her is just odd. And that's the oddest development that Candace had. Is that now there are people who are like, yeah, we know her. And another person has come forward saying, I saw her there. Maybe not that time in that time period, but just in general. And then Jack Posobiec had training there. And he's a part of Turning Point. It's like, what's happening, man? Blake Neff, I think it's his cousin. He's there. It's just like, what is this? What actually is Erika? I don't think she's this lady who's a liar and an actor. I don't think that. I think it's something different. I think she's like a vessel. And they just position her in whatever. You're going to be an actor. Okay. You're going to be in this movie. You're going to promote EMPs. You're being positioned in Hollywood. Okay, move out of Hollywood. Now you're next to this guy. Okay, that guy's gone. Now you're a CEO. She's just doing whatever she's told to do. And I don't think she has control of any situation that she's in. Not for a second. And I think it goes deep. When you look into Often, when you look into Mortal Kombat Ultra, I think it goes really deep with her. Real deep. But that's it for this morning. I just wanted to bring that to you guys. And Candace is going to be going live. I can't wait to see what she talks about next. Check out that. If you are a member of Barron's community there, go check out the interview. It was really, really fun. And hopefully I get my money from Ian. I really don't want to have to go the legal route, but I mean, I will. This is very serious. Okay. Very professional. The doodle-doodle-doo. It means something to me, okay? Anyway, I'm out of here. Shout out to Ian. Love you, man. I'm out.